What does your ideal day of busking look like? The thing with busking is no 2 days are ever the same. You go to a place that you've been to many times to do something you do all the time, yet it's always different. It's wild. Well, the jacket's already off, so it must be a good day. The sun's shining. It's not too warm, but it's not too cold. We might even get a t-shirt today. I've got my SPF on, so I'm prepared for it. I have busked in Havant before, but that's not where we're headed today. Headed somewhere else, somewhere new. It's always exciting when you go into a new place. It just adds to that unpredictable nature of the day. One of the things I love about busking is it's predictable enough to not be scary, but it's unpredictable enough to be super engaging. Like, you cannot get bored of this life. I have no idea where I'm going. Never been here before. I think because of all this unpredictability, though it's hard to really spell out what the ideal day of busking looks like because it can vary from place to place, from day to day. It's probably easier to spell out what you don't want in your ideal day of busking. Welcome to Fareham, just outside of Southampton. Never been here before. Dang, it's weird walking around a new place. Sometimes I do lots of research, sometimes I don't do much at all. This is one of those places where I haven't done much at all. Making for a much more spontaneous day, something new. My ideal days have to involve something new, I think. There's all this crazy artwork around this town centre. It's pretty cool. It's one of the biggest busking real estates I've seen in a hot minute, man. Its pedestrian stretch is really big. As far as I can see, I'm the only busker here, so that's cool. Just have to pick the optimum spot, which probably is under this shelter thing, but there are some charity workers and a big issue seller there, so I don't want to take away from them. Yeah, there's so much going on, it's so cool. I'm thinking outside this rock thing, like just here, that seems like a good spot. You got people coming from this way, people coming from that way. There is the option to go behind for those who are feeling timid. Yeah, I think this might be it. I think the t-shirt might be the move today as well. That really could be the ideal day of busking weather-wise. I freaking love busking in a t-shirt.
Remember when we went to Belgium first? Busting all the gear in my 5-seater, oh man. We had to make it work, oh no.
I think my ideal day always involves some kind of interaction as well. I like having a little chat. Not too much chat, not so much chat that it kind of disrupts the busk, but enough chat. So hopefully we get some locals to chat with.
What I give to be there now. Instead of working, we gotta work this out somehow. Oh, I don't think that they could ever see.
First song, the council officer walked over. A little bit of me thought he was going to tell me to move, and he just put a donation in the case. If that doesn't kick things off for the ideal day, I don't know what does.
Cashing flights to the USA, running to New York and eating those favorite cheesesteaks. We had to make it work, oh no.
I think when it comes to picking a busking spot, just don't overthink it too much. Go somewhere where there's a steady flow of foot traffic, but don't worry too much, you know. I think that you'll feel it, that it's going to be okay. And there'll always be that little element of doubt if you've never been to that place before. The wind is much stronger than I anticipated.
So much to me. We know, I don't think that they could understand. We'll never hear what people do in these makeshift venues. Maybe I am.
I think another thing that makes the ideal busk is when you evidently make someone stay. Like either they tell you or you can just see it on their face. That's one of the best feelings, man. Like you're just playing a tune and then someone comes by and you're so unsuspecting to them and they give you that look. I love that. Quite often happens with kids. Kids are just like fascinated. It's so cool.
All of you and all of this, you made me who I am. We know it. Well, I don't think that they can understand. I'll never hear what people do in these makeshift venues. You made me who I am.
One thing that can't be taken for granted for your ideal day of busking is your equipment working. Everything's charged, everything's on, it's all working, your strings are staying in tune, you haven't lost your guitar pick. You've got to think of those things during your busk because they're things you can sometimes just take for granted. Because when they don't work, when equipment fails, that is less than ideal. Oh, this sun is so nice. So nice to play in the sun. Proper like blue sky, no cloud today as well. That's like a rare occasion in the UK.
Another turning point, for stuck in the road.
Let's sort of travel around and...
Okay, so I can't say when we will play it. I'd like to think this week, but I don't know what my colleague has got this week.
Okay, cool.
What she's already got. But it looks like you've got some good kit there.
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel. This is why.
Oh, do you?
And it's all about busking and...
That's brilliant. What, sharing your journey?
Yeah.
Well, you can tell me about it.
Time of your life. So take the photographs, still frames in your mind.
That's fantastic. Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
That is really kind of you. But the only other thing I actually could really do with, which would be really useful, is you said you make your own YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Are you able to just do a little demo of what that would look like if you were doing it here?
Yeah.
Because then I can film you doing that.
Yet in the end it's right. Now you had the time of your life. There's something unpredictable.
Okay, so something kind of wild just happened. Unexpected as per usual with busking. Just been approached by the local TV channel who just filmed an interview with me. One of the many things that can happen when you're out busking, eh? No one knows. You never know what's going to happen. Expect the unexpected. But yeah, another thing that goes with the idyllic day. As I said earlier, it's just one of the most unpredictable things in life. Coming out and playing music in the street, you never know what's going to happen. Is that alright?
Perfect, thank you. I was trying to do a close.
Well, didn't expect to be on local TV today, but that's exactly what I was talking about this morning. You never know what's going to happen in your day of busking. You're going to a place that you might have been before, obviously not here, but quite often I'm going to places I've been before to do something I always do. Yeah, it's always different. It's like a magic thing, isn't it? I love it. Another thing I'd say about the most idyllic busking is when you don't need the toilet once you're over halfway. If I need the toilet before I get to halfway over the set, it's bad news, because it usually means I need to cut it short. I know that's kind of TMI, but it's true. Fellow buskers will know, if you hold out for your 4-hour set, if you get to before 2 hours and you need to go, dang, that's a long 2 hours to wait when you have to hold it. And I do quite often, but it's not very nice, it's not pretty.
She said, boy, gotta get out of here. Can't be dealing with this place and all these people. Oh.
Every time I think of like TV local news, I think of the Scooby-Doo movie, which is a really hilarious reference in itself. That I think about when the local TV channel like skews their words to make them sound like they hate the town.
No! Hey, you're doing that thing again where you take everything I say out of context. You're trying to make it look like I think Coolsville sucks. No! Don't record that!
All Fred Jones had to say was,
I think Coolsville sucks.
That news interview for some reason gave me like an uneasy feeling. I'm not sure why. When I'm on camera and it's my camera, I feel totally natural. If I'm on camera and someone else is like asking me questions and I'm having to think on my feet, it's a bit more difficult to do.
I think Coolsville sucks.
Life goes faster than you think. So I'll ride the wave on this babe or jump into the sea, yeah. Tell me which way to the beat. I'll say, think you need to get out of here.
I do quite like a day where I'm the only busker in town and I know that the patrons have only got me as the entertainment. But I also really like meeting other buskers, and talking busking and talking music. So it can go either way. I don't mind when other buskers show up, especially if like there's a cooperation between us, you know, and we go either end of town or we take turns or things like that happen. That's always cool. No sign of anyone else here today in Cosham. Fareham. We're in Fareham. Who knows?
Baby, life goes faster than you think. So I'll ride the wave on this babe or jump into the sea, yeah. Tell me which way to the beat. But now there's nowhere else to go. They've gone and closed all the country's border. Lockdown gonna get us down. And she turned to me like, seriously, man, I need to get away. Oh, she said, tell me which way to the beat.
I think the ideal day in terms of patrons has plenty of smiles, plenty of acknowledgement that you're doing something that they enjoy. That's always nice. Donation wise, I'd say just a nice steady flow is nice, isn't it? You have a little steady flow, that feels good. You know, not too many long breaks between donations. That said, sometimes you have those buskers where there's long breaks between donations. And the donations you get though are like really big, so it doesn't really matter that they were far and few between.
Beach.
In fact, when it comes to like ideal donations, I play a little game. It's called the Busking Donation Trifecta. It's where you get a tap, a coin and a note in one bus. That's how you get the trifecta. And if you want to get the ultimate trifecta, you get at least one of each type of coin that's possible here in the UK. The sterling coins. You get at least one card tap, and then if you want to go nuts, like a platinum trifecta, you get one of each note. A 5, a 10, and a 20. I mean, 50. If you get a £50 note, then I don't know what that's called. That's like you've done the cheat code in the game. I don't think I've ever had a 50 note. Definitely not that I recall anyway.
Oh, 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 yeah.
I think anyone that gives you a donation is rad. They're a rad human being. My favourite, my most idyllic donation is when someone walks past that wasn't probably going to give a donation, and as they walk past, their head turns and they give you that look of like, dang, I like this. And then they either reach into their pocket or they grab their card out, or they disappear for a minute and then they come back and they give you a donation. And it's like you elicited something in them that made them want to give you something in return. Because some people are just walking around the street and they're like, give you a donation because they're just really kind and lovely people. And I'm not saying that the other people aren't kind and lovely, it's just like you watch the power of music happen in real time, and that's really special.
Play it, save it. And I'm an alien, surrounded by robotic behavior. The road ahead splits off into no decision. What can I do now? I'm 2 steps from a crossroads and I know should be ready to go now. Slow down.
Another thing that makes the ideal busk is when I don't snap any strings. And I've got one song left. So as long as I don't snap any strings in this song, we're good.
Well, they can say all they want about it. It doesn't mean I don't doubt it sometimes. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from?
That council officer earlier gave me a donation because of that sticker, by the way. He was like, oh, you've got an ARP license. That means you get a donation. He didn't really. But you can get them on my shop if you want some. They're rad stickers.
I like to think that I write these songs for a reason. I like to think, well, I like to think maybe that's my problem. Now I'm 2 steps from a crossroads and I know should we take you now, so now there's a monster inside my head, says go back, turn around. They can say all they want about it, doesn't mean I don't doubt it sometimes. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from?
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
2 steps from a crossroad. 2 steps from a crossroad.
Oh, Fairham then, that was really nice. Look at the sculpture that I was just stood outside of. I'm not really sure what it is, some kind of art installment or something. And the whole time I was looking at this here church building. Turns out it's just a restaurant. Probably used to be a church though, pretty rad. What else have we got around here? Quick tour of Fairham, why not? That dude just there just said Fairham isn't great for busking, but I've had a really good day, so clearly he doesn't know what he's talking about. There's this thing here, and here's this Canon. So I'm guessing that's to shoot people that come in through there. I believe on the council website it says that if you want to busk in this main square and you're some kind of act, like you have a band or something, then you have to book it. But it said if you're just a solo musician, you're alright to turn up. So yeah, there's just plenty of busking real estate here. Super friendly people as well. That was a really nice busk. Was it the ideal busk? Ah, well, we'll have to round this video off with a conclusion. But first, let's look at some more nice buildings. Like this, what's that? Like, this is a NatWest. What's this? And then there's this old store here that's got some kind of advert on the side. Look at this. I love stuff like that. And then there's just more of these sculptures everywhere, sort of made to look like they're part of a ship or something. I'm guessing because we're in a port town. Everywhere that surrounds Southampton, and Portsmouth is a port, like, you know, port themed, lots of fishermen, fishing industry, and dang, it's so good for busking real estate here. If there was more than one of you that showed up to this place, you'd be fine, because you could go either end of the high street, you wouldn't hear each other, and you'd get plenty of footfall each. Could even probably fit 3 if it was a really busy weekend. Today's a Tuesday and it's been really busy. It has been very sunny though. First proper sunshine of the year, I'd say. All right, let's go. So then, Fareham, was it the ideal day of busking? Of course it was. The thing with the ideal day of busking is the ideal day of busking is whatever happens that day. That's the most ideal thing. It will happen exactly as it's supposed to. And that's why I love it so much. You never really know what's going to happen, but there's enough that you can predict will happen that makes it feel like it's worth it every single time. So despite what I've said today about what my ideals are, it doesn't matter. I just love a day of busking, regardless of what happens. As long as I get to play and a couple of people smile, it's a day well spent. I really hope that my sunscreen has been effective today, because otherwise I'm gonna be very red. All right, let's get to the station. Well, there we have it then. Fareham. I've unlocked another new place. That guy at the end there was just telling me about Locks Heath Shopping Centre, which apparently is nearby, and he said that's very good for busking. It never ceases to amaze me. I've been doing this for 3 years, full time, and I've been predominantly busking around this area, like the Brighton, Sussex and kind of beyond area. Yet there's still more places I'm discovering. Just goes to show you how lucky we are in the UK, eh? There's loads of places you can bust. Loads of places to set up and play that sweet street music, baby. Fareham was great, £107.80. Like a round figure. 3 figs and everything, which is so cool. It's always a good feeling. But as I said, the ideal day is as the day happens. That's exactly as it's meant to be. I can't remember who said that quote, but someone did. Anyway, I better get on my train. And thank you for watching. If you like the video, then hit like, subscribe if you're new. True fans, turn the notifications on. You can leave me a super thanks for an online donation, or you can hit the QR code, and that'll lead you to all the relevant links. If you're feeling super supportive, then head to my Patreon, where you get exclusive content in exchange, or you can hit my merch store and get something cool from there. I appreciate you so much for watching these videos, and tune in next week for another episode of August Radio Project's journey. I appreciate you so much. Peace, love, happiness. See you in the next one.